Okay, timestamp December 14th, 2025. Hard to believe. About 5 p.m. Um, Scrappy just came jogging into the room. Not sure what that's about. I'm making a recording, so they think they just went out. So, not interested in that. You know? Like, no. Gaming the system for cookies, so what's going on? No. Got up a little while ago. Been jamming out to some music while Tiny wrapped up. One of the problems we run into sometimes around here is when Tiny is engaged, like really getting stuff done, the flight path is exactly where I'm working. So, and to catch everybody up, because I don't even think I mentioned this, and just for historical reasons, I got a call last night. The facility my dad is at, a lot of the night nurses are Spanish, which, cool. But I don't always get good, like, information, translations, whatnot, because a lot of them, their English is kind of rubbish. So, I got a call. My dad was being taken to the hospital. He fell, he hit his head, and he was complaining of head and back pain. That's what I know. And I said, cool, if you could get him to the VA. So, probably about half an hour later, I got a call from St. Joseph, because they needed me to fill out the paperwork to get him checked in properly. Yeah. It's annoying because filling out the paperwork, I have to fill the paperwork out anytime he goes to a non-VA hospital. And it's like, just take him to the VA if you could, please. He's a frequent flyer. They know everything. I hate having to explain the same thing over and over, you know. So, did the paperwork for St. Joe's. And had heard nothing until about 2 hours ago when one of the also Spanish nurses from the facility he's at called me to let me know that his shoes got left at the hospital. So tomorrow we're going to have to, because Pix is tied up, I have no car. Tomorrow at some point, he's got like some nice slipper socks with the rubber bottom and whatnot. You're wearing those for today, Pop. Gonna need to go to the hospital, get his gnats are just making me nuts. Go to the hospital, grab his shoes, and then we'll go pay a visit and just check in with him and all that. So, been up for a little while, waiting for Tiny to purge their laundry. That's done, so now I can start doing some of my stuff. But yeah, Tiny was in fourth gear getting stuff done, which was cool. But I was just like, I was in the way at that point. They were in my way, I was in their way. So I'm like, I'm going to take a nap. And when I get up, hopefully you'll be done. I'm like, because I explained, I'm like, I'm not trying to be mean, but you getting stuff done is preventing me from getting stuff done. So I'm taking a nap because I can. I've been up a while doing stuff. I'm a little droopy. I get nap and, after, and Tiny went down a couple hours ago. Basically said, gotten my stuff done, everything's out of the dryer, you're good to do your laundry and all that. That's why I haven't taken a shower yet, because I only have like 3 working outfits, so to speak, here. I have more clothes here, but it's not stuff that I'm going to wear day to day around the house because, I'm dealing with um, dirt and grime and ancient chihuahua poop and mold and stuff like that. I'm not going to wear, my nice pants and a polo shirt. I'm going to wear jeans or shorts and a tank top. And I've got like 4 tank tops that I rotate through. So typically when I do shower is also when I do laundry, because I can wash, 2 or 3 outfits in one shot, and it's just economizing and time management. So I do smell like a beast of the field right now. And when I do laundry, prepping for a shower or whatnot, that's when I do stuff for my OnlyFans channel, because, I'm usually walking around in, shorts and my Crocs. There's a channel for that, yeah. Yeah. 50-something guys in their underwear. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Major kink, yeah. To preemptively stop people from looking for my OnlyFans channel, I don't have an OnlyFans. Just be clear, that was sarcasm. But yeah, I'm going to be working on the mess now that I can. Right now, the washer load is the floor towels. The washer has like a weird leak thing going on to where it creates extra rivers and lakes in the garage. So we usually have a barricade of towels around it, and after a few days, the towels themselves get funky, and we wash those, put down fresh ones to catch the next batch of water that's going to come careening its way. So I'm washing the towels, and then I'll probably shift into my laundry and or take a shower, because that sounds nice. It's been a couple days, According to the nurse at the facility, my dad is good. The end. That's what I know. But yeah, while Tiny was wrapping up, I was just kind of listening to some music on YouTube. I always wind up finding myself getting redirected to, and I know this became a thing during COVID, the sea shanties. I love the harmony on them, man. The Wellerman, the young man that started that, did the video that just became this layered thread throughout TikTok and whatnot. I don't do TikTok, but a lot of things that are on TikTok wind up getting recycled onto YouTube. That's just cool. That's just cool. People being locked up and whatnot, singing, the world singing together online. That's like, as a bard, as someone who loves creation and the arts and things of that nature, I was just like, what a cool thing to come out of this. There's a lot of death and destruction. I mean, I know I had COVID a few times myself and didn't enjoy it. As a point of interest, you guys hear me talk about my friend LT. She almost died. She was in hospital for like 12 or 14 days, most of that on a respirator. So, yeah. And I did lose 4 people that I actually know. 2 that were co-workers. And 2 that were family members of a friend that I knew, because my good friends, I know a lot of their family members. Because most of my good friends I've known for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And I knew them. And they died. So, to any and all that say it was a hoax, well, I got some special words for you. They're the kind that get me flagged, though. So, you know, DM me. I'll share. My wife was making, I know some of you guys know this if you've known me for a while, my wife was making some hellaciously cool custom masks with some double ply with, and I still have a whole bunch of them here. And because I have emphysema and COPD, I may still be wearing them in public as time goes on. You know, if anybody gives me any grief, you know, look, number one, I don't know where you've been, and number two, I have a lung condition, so piss off. So I plan on keeping those intact and pretty, because I may need them, because this world's getting stupid. Especially where I am. To any of my friends abroad, yeah, you're right to look at the U.S. and go, what are you doing? Doing some Harry and David vanilla cream brulee. It's impossible to say the word brulee without feeling like you're being posh. Just can't. I don't know. Brulee. Okay, so I was singing along to Wellerman while it was on, because how can you not? You know, it's like Bohemian Rhapsody. Even if you can't do it right, you're still going to find yourself singing along to it. It's just how it is. And my kid gave me a look. Alright, so when we were doing Rent, this is going to wrap around. It's going to wrap around. There's a big layered song called Will I Lose My Dignity? And I think it was even like opening night. We'd rehearsed it, you know, and the characters are kind of milling about on stage. It's like the market scene, you know, the street market scene. And the whole thing is essentially people, the concept is characters with AIDS are asking God, the universe, the world, will I lose my dignity? Will someone care? You know, because it's an awful thing to die from. And I had felt this way all through rehearsal. Okay, so I've got basically about a 4-octave range, just to be clear. And I frequently sing in like a more baritone, you know, mid-male range. And I can falsetto pretty good on the high end. I'm what you would consider a baritone bass. My low, and this is one of the reasons that I worship Jeff from Voice Play. Dude is amazing. My low is a G1, my high is a B flat 5. For those of you who are into music. But I noticed all throughout rehearsal, we weren't tinny, but it was like all high end, pretty much. You know, will I lose my dignity? Will someone? You know, it was all kind of in there. Because we have the dudes and the ladies all singing, and it was all pretty much up there, and I'm like, God. Because I'm hearing it. I hear in color, so I'm hearing the blend on stage. I played Collins, just for context. And I was like, the song is starting out, and I'm like, I'm going to introduce low end to possibly the dismay of the rest of the cast. You know, there's 10 of us on stage doing this. It's like a round, you know, it's a layered song. And I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go deep on this one. And the young lady who was playing Joanne, who also really talented singer, and she also hears in color. Since we had some talk, she hears in color. I started up, and her head, from like 7 feet away on stage, whipped. And she's looking at me. And, because I'm, you know, Will I lose my dignity? Will someone care? Will I, not going way down, but bringing it down quite a bit. And so we get off stage, the scene's over, whatnot, and she comes marching over to me, and I'm thinking I'm in trouble because, God love her, she's the best and the worst critic that I've ever worked with. And I mean this with respect and love, because if you were nailing it, she'll let you know about it, and if you fucked up, she will let you know about it. But she's great to have around because of that, because if something doesn't work, if everybody else is going, no, it's okay, it was all right, she's the one that'll go, no, Marcus, never do that again, that sucked. You know what I mean? And I wasn't usually the target of her ire, but I saw it happen, and she was righteous in her claims. She was willing to say things that others would not, which you need that. So, was she infuriating to work with? At times. Was she also brilliant? Yes. So, pro and the con. But she comes I see her marching backstage towards me, and I'm like, oh boy. Because she's got a look. And she's like, did you just like go full bullfrog on stage? And I was like, yeah, I felt like we were way too much in the high end. I wanted to bring some low end for balance. And she was like, I've been thinking that since we started rehearsal that it was all high end. And what you brought, like, added that bottom layer that we needed, and it sounded like 3 times better. So, yes, man. Yes. I was like, oh my God. Because I thought I was about to get an earful. Which, when you hear in color, an earful is, like, really deafening. But yeah, she was just like, oh my God, keep doing that. That was great. That was exactly the balancing that we needed. I'm like, okay, cool. I thought so, and I thought I was about to get my ass handed to me. And she's like, no. What you did, keep doing that. It was exactly where we needed to go. It's like, cool. All right, cool. I can bring the bass. Because most of the dudes in our troupe were tenors, a couple baritones, but I think the guy that was playing Roger, he could swing lower, but he was much stronger rock tenor. Really amazing voice too. Dude could rip. Really good Roger. He had a lot of range too, but I think I could probably go deeper than him. He can go higher than me, but I think I can go deeper than him. Yeah, I think I was the only one that could really hit, like, going through the cast in my head. I'm like, yeah. Our Mark probably could swing a little bit low, but I think it would hurt him. Because, you can stretch your voice, but if it's not a place where you can naturally go, I got you. Your throat can pay the price that night, the next morning. You start talking like Harvey. David. It happens. That dude that does, that was the original Beetlejuice on Broadway. If you haven't seen him, check him out. I can't remember his name, and it's painful that I can't. I guess the way his throat is structured, he can do that pretty much all night, and it doesn't destroy him. I could do it for a night, but don't expect me to do that 8 shows a week. Nope. Nope. There are limits to what you can do, you know. So sue me. Yeah. That guy's funny too and quick. Considering how much he improvs. I've watched a lot of his stuff on YouTube and just gone, oh, you're cool. You are really, really cool. And he plays it very differently from Michael Keaton-ish, but you know, it's still a Beetlejuice type character. Because, I mean, they change a bit for the show and whatnot. But yeah, no. Nice work. Nice work. Love to see you live. Love to see you live. That'd be great. It's a show about death. But bringing it around, so I'm watching music videos and listening to music while I'm trying to do some stuff while staying out of Tiny's way. Yeah. I got about the same reaction from Tiny that I did from Joanne that night, without the backstage confrontation. And I'm okay with confrontation, but yeah, no. I forget. Oh, I think it was the he'd take that whale in tow. I did that, and Tiny was like, and I'm so torn because I can do the baritone line there too, but the bass line for that is just fun. And that young man in the like lumberjack shirt that went like viral with the main collage of people, whatnot. He's cool. He's a cool kid. And he's got a nice natural bass voice going on. It's like wearing a baseball cap and a like red plaid lumberjack looking shirt. When the tonguing is done, and he's getting into it too. I love that. I love that. Music is supposed to be fun. Every so often I find myself checking out the Wellerman sea shanty mixes just because it's like, it really is like the entire world said, you know what, this situation sucks, let's sing together a little bit. That's cool. We need more of that. Not the COVID part. Not the pandemic part. Let's do that and just stick with the singing together part. It would be cool, man. I don't know, just my thoughts. And Grinch came up in the feed too. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Yeah. And again, Jeff from Voice Play did that. And Jeff is a big Thurl Ravenscroft fan. Like Hero, which, if you're a bass and you don't have mad respect or love for Thurl, something's wrong with you. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, Thurl Ravenscroft or Ravencroft, was the original Tony the Tiger in the Frosted Flakes ads. In the animated Mr. Grinch, he's the one that sings the song. A lot of Disney voicing. He's one of the singing busts in the Haunted Mansion. You'll hear his voice in all kinds of Disney like attraction sound effects. Just he was a neat guy, and he had such a beautiful natural bass voice. Beautiful voice. It's rich. True story. Grim Grinning Ghost is one of my favorite ditties. But if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I'm a big Haunted Mansion fan. That song it just rocks. And Voice Play loves to play with that every now and then. Hey, something else almost. Um, Team Gus. Team Gus. I think I'm going to get this area squared today. Because Tiny went down, I have no obstructions. I'm going to take a shower, get rewired. And my dad is good. After 12 hours. Yeah. How is my dad? He's good. I realize I'm a layman, but do you want to elaborate on that? I mean, he was rushed to the hospital with a head and back injury. You want to... No, hello? 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 There are times I have great concerns about our medical industry. So, because it's Sunday afternoon, and I did get some eBay done, and I'm going to be, once I get this area squared away, I'm going to do some scheduled listings, because I've still got 100 things to put up, but I can do layered scheduled listings starting Saturday at like... I think it naturally sets at Pacific time, so if I set it at like 2 in the afternoon or whatnot, that'd be like 5 here, or even 1, 4, run till 10, so like 6 hours worth of listings. And again, that Doctor Who listing the other night that somebody put up, they put up like 7 or 10 Doctor Who figure lots. That, and I know they did it through a scheduled listing, because there's no way that you could press the button that many times in 1 minute, so it was scheduled. They scheduled all of them to end at like 10 p.m. exactly. That is so dumb. So dumb. When you're doing categories, because if I'm looking at 4 of those listings, I can't concentrate on all 4 listings at once. I've got to kind of pick one that I really want to fight for. Give your buyers the opportunity to fight for every listing, because the price goes up. Exactly. But yeah, again, I was tactical with that one. I almost feel guilty. I don't. I'm more like... because of what I did. But yeah, I've got the 3 classic Silurian pack on the way. Not in box, they're loose, but that's okay. I don't think the box set comes with any gadgety goo anyway. I think it's just the figures, so I'm not missing out on anything. I'm getting the figures without the packaging and paying like a third of what I would be paying if I bought it in box. And I'm getting 4 unit soldiers. Now the unit soldiers, it's actually, I think, because I looked at the listing again, it's like a Captain Yates, 2 Sergeant Bentons, and the regular mustachioed unit soldier, because there's like 1 generic unit soldier. The rest of them are all actually named characters that they've released that I know of. And he comes in like a unit soldier pack with like the Brigadier, Captain Yates, Sergeant Benton, and unit soldier. And he's got not that guy. He just is a British guy that has a mustache. Not a German guy that has a little mustache. That's totally different. They have not released that figure. And I would have mixed feelings about having that in my collection anyway. It's a historical character. What a guy. I'm a German American, to be clear. But yeah, he was the bad guy. He was a bad guy. I'm still confused that so many other people are confused about the hero villain status of that person. It's like, we've been over this. We've been over this. He was the villain. I don't know how we're having that argument. What, 85 years later? There are still people alive that went through that. Ask them. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, I went to bed, and War Games, Patrick Troughton, not Matthew Broderick, totally different thing, was on. And when I got up, we were doing, because they do tend to go in order on the Roku with Doctor Who. They do tend to go like 1, 2, 3, 4 as far as the Doctors. Usually they'll run for like a day. We were in Pertwee, and what was on? Mind of Evil, I believe. A lot of Roger Delgado master action in the Pertwee years, which I'm okay with. It's good stuff. But yeah, and my cat, Hex, was perched on the back of the couch. He was watching some Who, and he saw me and quickly left the room, which I thought was funny because it was like, "Oh, you caught me," you know. Dude, watch Doctor Who. It's good stuff. It's all very strange, you know. Oh, sounds like the washer's done. Yeah, so my dad is good. Head and back injury. My explanation is he's good. Yeah, and the nurse at St. Joe's, when I talked to them last night, just one phone call, and then I was doing the electronic paperwork stuff. She said they'd call me back with a status, and waited by the phone with phone in my pocket. No. Nope. I was really concerned that I was going to get that kind of phone call back. You know, like there's 4 nurses in the room going, okay, who's going to call this guy? All right. You know, that conversation. Damn it, I don't want to be the one to make that call. I hate these calls. Best out of 3. I don't know if that's how that works or not. You know, maybe there's someone in the hospital that's like, oh, I love making those phone calls. Spreading the misery. So who kicked it? Okay. Give me the phone number. I'll call this guy. Yeah. I don't know. I hope there's no one in a hospital like that, but there might be. I've known some office managers that maybe. Can't rule it out. It's possible. I don't know. And I don't have fleas. My brain is a Cuisinart right now, you know. I'm going to chill for another couple minutes. I'm going to switch over the washer. I'm going to get my laundry prepped. A lot of it will depend on whether or not I have another work outfit to be able to immediately get into. If not, it's going to be OnlyFans for an hour. That's right. Yeah. For the price of a cup of coffee. If that's what you're into, see if you can find some old Rocky Horror footage from online. I think some of our stuff got put up. Then you can watch me strutting around in high heels and booty shorts, and you can touch yourself all you want. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and call it there. If my mom were alive to watch my videos, I know that she'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe you're saying these things. But she never came to any of my stand-up stuff. So she and Dad did come and see Rent, though, which was cool. It's actually one of my favorite pictures. I've got it over here on the wall. Just for, giggles. Top picture. We had a great photographer that worked with us. It was actually one of the... He wasn't in the cast for Rent, but he was one of our cast members in a lot of the other stuff we did. His mom was a photographer, and we all called her Mama Bear. She was just, those photographers that just, out of the 30 seconds that something takes place, there's like one magic moment where the photograph would have been perfect. She's the person that catches that one moment. Just instinctual, just nails it. But that shot, because you probably can't tell because the lighting on it, it's in a theater. That is our Roger and our Joanne in the background, because we were doing a lot of stuff within the audience using our aisles, which I love being able to do with a theater because it makes the whole thing more interactive. It like draws the audience in. They're part of it. They're almost on the stage with you in that respect, or you've brought them onto the stage because you're performing around them. To me, it adds to the magic of theater. And there's a few shows that I want to do that I like, even Jekyll and Hyde. I know how I want to stage some things that, because I haven't given up on that. Would utilize some of the aisles and whatnot, and really, I got this. But that shot has our Joanne and Roger in the background, and that was during Seasons of Love. And it's my parents sitting with Tiny, watching the show, which for me was really cool. Because that was actually the first time that my kid, my youngest, actually saw me sing. Like, saw me sing. And I remember I was kind of not looking at Tiny, but you're looking towards the audience when you're performing. And when I first, because the first time that Collins really sings is Santa Fe. I opened up the first line of Santa Fe, and I was kind of looking in that general direction-ish, and I saw Tiny do this. And like lean forward and like scoot forward on the chair, and it was just kind of cool to me, because I'm like, oh yeah, my kid's never seen me sing before. But it was like, there was a moment of, holy shit, that's my dad. I could feel that come off. I don't know. It was a thing. But yeah, there was a head whip this morning. We'll take our leave and go. Yeah. But all my kids are well aware that there's at least 20 voices up in here at all times. They're pretty used to it. But that kind of, I think, caught them off guard a little bit. Just, whoop. I went full bullfrog. That's right. This guy. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Check the status of the washer. See what Lake Garage looks like. And there is so much stuff here that either almost works or works, but there's a catch. It is really, really remarkable. Occasionally infuriating, but mostly, if you don't laugh, your head will explode. This whole house is like the TARDIS console. It just really is. It really is. Again, if you know, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. Probably listen to some very loud Jekyll and Hyde. Actually, I got the black box set. I might need to jam out to some Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna do that. I need to know. Ironic now, right? I see the irony. At least the motivation for Jekyll in the show is trying to reach his father. Man, I didn't want to have to actually live Jekyll and Hyde. I want to do it on stage, not. But if I do get to do the show one day, I can bring some real life experience into the role. So, thanks, Pop. I didn't ask for that. Well, we assumed I was a good enough actor to where I could do it without real life experience. But now I can take it to here. Go me. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Make it a great day.